Then we had a look at just some of the HTML markup, the code, the source on the website. We looked at what the title tags were, and both title tags were reasonably okay. You had the words dental software in tab dental. We had dental and software a little bit further apart. What do you want to try to do with dental and software is kind of move them together if you can, right next to each other. Because if someone is searching for dental and software being right next to each other are going to be more relevant than dental and software further away from one another. So you're trying to get those keywords as close to possible as one another as possible, or in the exact phrase that you want people to find them in. Your H1 tags as well, get the same keywords next to one another. They've got them next to one another here. And then also try to mention it in your opening paragraph and throughout your content as well. So kind of mention those words once, twice in every paragraph if you can. Also, looking at your internal links, how you link from one page to another page. Also make sure your links themselves, the actual text that links from one page to another page, is also keyword rich. So if you do have a shopping site and you're looking at selling certain types of flowers, for example, making sure that the links to the flower categories are of those keywords. The keywords that you're looking for actually are the links to those pages themselves. The page names, once again, also try to include the keywords in the page names. Underscores versus dashes, there have been some dispute as well. If you can, rather than using underscores, try to use dashes. Google will see underscores as not being a space, just kind of being white space, and a dash will actually be seen as a space. So dental dash software as opposed to dental underscore software will help a little bit as well. And then we looked at the kind of some other things to do with the code, kind of the structure of the code. The dental tab, or the tab dental, had a very, very clean content. All the content was very, very much logically structured. You had your headings, you had your opening paragraph, and it kind of filtered on down, making logical sense. Whereas the code, I deemed, kind of would be a little bit of a hindrance when it came to SEO for the dental desktop website. Daughter said that it was due to the content management system that was being used.
Yeah, because you're using a specific package for your site, and I'm sure it's caused entirely by that. But it does bring up the point of being a bit careful when you're choosing your content management system, because sometimes the code just doesn't get generated as neatly as it should. Yeah, we found that the code on the site, the titles were at the top, the H1s were at the top, the paragraphs were neatly laid out, whereas the code that was being generated, the page looked perfect, the page looked fine, just the code that was kind of sitting behind the page. You found that your title, the main heading H1 tag was right at the bottom of the page after all of the content. You think, well, how does any piece of software put it down there? This is not physically possible. But everything that was important was right at the bottom of the page, and all the kind of fluff was all at the top of the page. You thought, it's totally the wrong way around. But that's basically what was happening. I think if you could sort that out, and just one or two other tweaks, I'm getting some more inbounds in, you could quite happily rise up the pages quite quickly. Okay, another quick example as well. So that was the dental software. Another quick example was, Daughter's going to remember the names of the two websites. I can't remember the names. Gorgeous, which is Amanda's and Alison's site.
Which is this one here.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that. Well, I thought this site looked a lot better than the other one as well. That one was really ugly, and that one was much more attractive looking. We have the one we want to win this side, and the one we don't like down that side. They have a domain that's 4 years older, so they've got a 4-year head start on you, so don't be despondent when you see kind of what they've got and what you've got. They've been doing it 4 years more than you have been doing it. And they might have a much larger marketing team going at it 24/7. They've also got 2 Yahoo listings, so they're in the Yahoo index twice, or 2 links in, at least, to their website. So you want to try and get into DMOZ ahead of them, because they don't have a DMOZ listing. One up on them. They've got an Alexa rank, which is very, very high, 36,000 in the world, well, in Alexa at least. So we were able to find that demographic information about their websites. We actually find out what kind of customers they have. So they're ranking quite highly in Alexa.
The other thing about Alexa, which is kind of what I liked it a little bit for, is it shows
percentage.
The phrases that gets traffic to their site. Because normally you know the phrases that bring traffic to your site, but you haven't got a clue who brings it to the competition. And Alexa will actually show you the top phrases for traffic. Yeah,
so you'll be able to see, for example, not on the high street, what kind of percentage keyword traffic they get as well. So rather than just seeing your own traffic, you can see their traffic. But you also, I think, once again, you have to be ranked quite highly. You can't just be anyone.
You have to be in the top million.
I think it's top 5 million or something. Yeah, because we were ranked there. Anyway, IP address, the site was located in the same country. Doesn't really matter that much. Inbound links. Where's the get the laser out? Look at that. Okay, 8,080 inbound links. They have some people going out and they have people commenting all over the place. I've had a look at some of the stuff that they've got. They have got people posting on forums and on blogs and all kinds of kind of events they comment on. They also have kind of product reviews and that sort of thing, kind of pointing on their website. So there's a lot of work that's kind of been done on the inbounds for their site. You've got a reasonably respectable starting off, 127 inbounds. Have you done any work on getting inbounds? Specifically said, well, let's go out and target. So you've got, without doing anything,
I'm surprised it's that high. I didn't expect to see it that high.
Just under a year, okay? In a couple of days, we've got a year's worth, and you've got 127 inbounds. So that sort of thing generally happens naturally as well, as you get indexed by dodgy spam.
It didn't actually launch until January this year.
Right, so you've got 127 inbounds. And we found that some of those inbounds were personal inbounds as well. So to do with, we saw a picture of yourself for, yeah, wasn't all to do with business. Not saying anything, but it was some kind of business event. So yeah. So we had some links from that sort of thing as well. Pages in the main index. They had just under half of their pages in the main index. They got a lot of pages on their website. They're all dynamically driven as well, but they had just under half of their pages, where you've got kind of a third of the pages. You might want to have a look at these pages, 130 pages, and see why the other pages aren't also in the index. You might want to say, well, it might just be kind of a couple of tweaks that we need to do to get the rest or a higher proportion of these pages into the main index as well. Same sort of thing, title tags, meta tags, H1 tags. Same kind of idea, depending on what your keywords are. I wasn't too sure. I think it was gift ideas, wasn't it? Or
there was a whole list of different keywords, and I checked them all, and the competition is just absolutely fierce, and it's hard to find you guys for most of them. The one I can find you for is a gift less ordinary, which is because you've got it in your H1 tag. But yeah, I picked on the gift ideas, but for you guys, it's just not one you're ranking well for.
Yeah. The title tag, they've gone in. You can see they've deliberately gone in and said gift ideas, unique gifts, personalized gifts. Those are our main key phrases, and they've put them into the title tag. Whereas gift ideas for a gift less ordinary, I wouldn't type that in when I was searching for something for my girlfriend. A gift less ordinary. I might type in, if I'm really lazy, gift wrapped. And gifts and that sort of thing. But I'll probably be looking for personal gifts or personalized gifts or unique gifts and gifts ideas and that sort of thing. So maybe just kind of look at tightening up some of the keywords there. And then the same sort of thing again, once again, for the H1 tags. Each page should have its own H1 tags that are relevant to the content on that page, different for every single page. Put in your keywords. So gift ideas is the first thing that they've got in there. Put in gift ideas somewhere in here, if you can, and then mention it once again in your paragraphs. Same sort of thing with the internal links. Make sure all of your internal links are keyword rich as well. They were very good. They were kind of very blatant at doing a lot of the stuff as well. A lot of their navigation looked a bit strange, but that's because they were sticking keywords in, as many keywords as they could in the internal links as well. Whereas you were kind of going for something that was a lot more maybe user friendly or meaningful in keywords, and Google has no kind of sentiment. Looking at the page names themselves, they were also once again kind of brutal when it came to the cutting down the actual keywords. Your keywords were quite good, except there did seem to be kind of a lot of noise in there as well. You look at the URL, and there was the keywords, but there's also things like, for example, the word category in the keywords, and you think, well, yeah, category isn't important. The word type, and there was the word product, and there was quite a few extra words in there to do with the content management system or